Hi, Toni, how are you?
Hi Betsy, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience at costume design?
Okay, so I'm a ex-student of the costume design course in Inchicore College. And just to tell you a bit about it, it's a very intensive but very rewarding course. 2 years long, 2 intense years, but I learned so much from it. And I basically started with no sewing skills, having never touched a sewing machine, and now I'm very confident that I could make a costume, design it, plan it, and draft it from start to finish.
So can you tell me a bit about the subjects that you guys did?
Okay, so there are at least, I think, 14 different modules that you do over the 2 years. Well, so many, but you do a lot of drawing. It's a very design based course. So even if you come into the course with no design, you'll be taken from start to finish basically and shown how to create your own designs and think for yourself and how to draw basically. You should have some skills, but your skills will be much improved through the course. There's pattern drafting, so don't worry if you never drafted something before, you'll have no problem. It's very mathematical, but you learn it as you go. And then there's the construction where you learn to basically physically make the garment from the pattern that you've drafted. So a lot of learning there, but you're really guided by the teachers the whole time.
Yeah, and can you tell me a bit about the application process? So your portfolio and then the interview process as well?
So the application process, you apply directly to the college. Then when you're notified or accepted, you have to present a portfolio. It's a good idea with the portfolio to show different mediums like life drawing, maybe some 3D drawing skills, anything basically you can show that shows that you've a wide range of drawing skills. Then during the interview, you'll just be asked some questions about your interest in the course, how you came to be interested in it, why you want to do it. It's very straightforward, the interview, and if you're accepted, then happy days.
So why did you want to do costume design then?
Basically, I played with a lot of Barbies when I was a child, and I just loved their outfits, and I actually tried to make them when I was a kid, very unsuccessfully. I thought about it for a long time, and I hemmed and hawed, and then at the age of 35 I ended up going back to college and doing it, because I decided if I don't do it now I'll never do it, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made.
Yeah, same, 100%. We learned so much
Yeah,
in the course. So let me ask you, what was your favorite part about it?
For me, my favorite part was just the amount I learned, basically the fact that I had zero skills when it came to construction or pattern drafting, and by the end that I was so confident in myself. But if you want me to talk about a specific thing that I made that I really enjoyed making,
Yes.
I have this bonnet here, which I can show you. It's a 19th century bonnet with a veil on the back, and just the planning and execution that went into it. And I can show you, there's a lot of detail here, just the time that went into it. It didn't bother me. I was just so happy with it at the end, and happy with everything that I learned from it, and happy with the finished result. And I was just thrilled with that and everything I learned from it.
Made by hand as well. So it's
all made by hands.
Yeah.
That's it, exactly. So with certain things in costume, people maybe think that you use the machine a lot, whereas the real skill lies in doing it by hand, and in fact a lot of hand finishes produce a better result.
And it's gorgeous, and all the planning and the time and effort that went into it, but it was well worth it.
Very worth it.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what you have in the background, so the bodies and the farthingale?
Okay, so here we have yet again a kind of Victorian era bodice, and yet again a lot of time went into it, into learning how to put in sleeves, which is actually quite difficult, but in the end, once you get it, you have it for life. It's like learning how to ride a bicycle. Then underneath I have a 16th century Spanish farthingale. I'm just going to remove this quickly, and that I made I'm in the middle of making a an Elizabethan dress, and this will form the underskirt. And this is actually made to measure on me. Pretty much all, excuse this, all handmade. Only a little bit of machine stitching went into this, and when I finish that dress, it's going to take a long time, but it'll be all handmade yet again. So looking
Well,
forward
we're
to that.
gonna have to see it when you're finished. So tell me, do you have any advice for applicants? Is there anything in particular that you'd like to say?
Don't be afraid to apply if your heart is really in it. Go for it, because you will be guided by the teacher so much and you will learn so much. Don't be afraid if you don't feel like you have enough skills right now. You'll get them. And put 110% into it. Put your whole heart into it from day one. So you really give it your all. Be organized.
Yes.
Be organized. Yes, absolutely.
And work hard, but it is worth it in the end.
It's worth it in the end to see the result for sure.
Okay, Toni, thank you so much.
No problem.